You can access the Enter Donations Individually form from two places. Either go to the Gifts tab of the Startup form and click Enter Donations Individually, or go to the Gifts menu at the top of the screen and click Enter Donations Individually. Then click the New Donation button. Next, choose the donor. Click the Show From button and a list of all the donors will open. If you prefer, you can press the F2 key on your keyboard instead to open the list. The list will be alphabetical. You can scroll through the list to find the correct donor, or type a few letters of the donor's last name and you'll be taken to the correct place on the list. Click on the heading for first name if you want to start typing letters of the donor's first name. When the correct donor is highlighted, you can either press Enter, click the OK button, or double-click on that donor. The cursor will jump to the Date field. Enter the date of the donation either by typing it in with the keyboard, using the Date selector, or using the Today button to quickly enter today's date. Next is amount. £10 has been entered automatically as £10 is the pledge on this donor's record. You can enter or change the amount by typing with the keyboard. The purpose has been entered automatically as that's the donor's default purpose. Default purposes are entered on the donor's record. See the video on Entering Donors Part 2 for more information on default purposes. In this case, the donation has been given for a different project, so we need to change the purpose. We'll click on the small arrow button and we can choose a different purpose from those listed. Note that you can't create a new purpose here. To create a new purpose, you need to close this form, go to the Master Tables menu and select Purposes. There's a separate video describing this process. Once again, the method has been entered automatically as that's the donor's default method. You can enter or change the method in exactly the same way as the purpose. The batch reference will default to today's date, although you can change it if you wish. You will come across batch references in other parts of Donations Co-ordinator. They are there to help group together donations entered at the same time and in the same way. We suggest you leave the batch references as they are, unless you have a good reason to change them. Envelope number. The default envelope number for this donor is selected automatically. If the donor has more than one envelope number, you could change the number used for this donation by clicking on the small arrow and choosing a different number from the list. In our case, the donor has given by cheque rather than by envelope, and so we will select non-applicable. The Claim Tax box is ticked as the default set on this donor's record is to claim tax. If this donation was not gift aided, then we could untick Claim Tax. You'll notice that we are not able to tick the Eligible for GADS box. That's because the donation is eligible for gift aid. In the Comments field, you can either click the small arrow to open a list of standard comments, or you can type in a different comment. The standard comments are set up on Master Tables. Let's say this donation has been received as a result of a special appeal. We could type Special Appeal in the Comments field. We are now ready to save the donation, but before we do, let's discuss what the lock tick boxes are for. Ticking a lock box will lock down the data entered in the selected field so that it stays in place when entering the following donations. This can save you time when entering a lot of similar donations. Note that you should tick lock after entering data in the relevant fields and not before. Currently, we are entering donations received as part of a special appeal for the use purpose. All the other donations we're about to enter have been received on the same date for the same purpose and should have the same comment. So we'll tick the lock boxes for date, purpose and comment. And now we'll click Save. That's all you need to do to enter one donation. You could close the form at this point if you wish, or to add another donation, click the New Donation button. We'll enter the next donor. The date is already entered as it's been locked. The donor's default amount is entered. The purpose is already entered as it's been locked. The donor's default method is selected, and the batch reference is automatically entered. It will be the same for any other donations entered today using the Enter Donations Individually page. The envelope number defaults to not applicable as the donor has no default envelope number. This donation is GADS eligible, so we will untick Claim Tax and tick Eligible for GADS. Click the blue question mark to see a list of criteria the donor must meet in order to claim GADS. The same information is also available on the left side of the window. The red question mark next to Method gives us information about how the methods must be set up in order for you to tick Eligible for GADS. The comment is already entered because it has been locked. If everything is correct, click Save. Click New to add another donation. We'll begin entering another donation. If you need to change a field that's been locked, just untick the lock button, like this. If you're partway through entering a donation but don't wish to continue, you won't be able to close the form with the Close button. You must first click the Cancel button on the top toolbar and then you can click Close. And that's one way of entering donations.